Hello everyone, how are you today? How are you feeling? Sick and Tired is here again. Are you sick and tired of seeing me? So today I am going to be reading some, I don't know, I think some random stuff. I have this like Mod Podge here of Am I the Asshole, Narcissistic Parents, and a few other things that I saved that are from different like Reddit. I know the camera, I'm like weird. As you can see, I decorated the background and now the placement of the camera is strange, and so I might have to move it, but I tried to decorate for you guys today. We'll get it right eventually. So I had gotten a suggestion in the comments a few videos back about making a bingo card for when I read Narcissistic Parents or anything kind of that has to do with parents. And I am in the middle of making the bingo card right now. And as of right now, the only thing I have on the bingo card is poops with the door open. So as we're reading some of these, I'm gonna take notes to kind of know like what my mom does, and then later on we can make the bingo card because I love that idea so much. We'll start with a narc. Whenever I say narc, it always makes me think like you know, when you like narc.
Are you a narc?
Oh look, I forgot. This was from my friend Michelle. It says follow your dreams, something I strongly believe in. We should have that here, right? Always follow your dreams. The only way you can truly fail at something is if you don't try it all. All right, so our first post comes from Open Ambassador 2931. It says, do y'all have moms like this? Let's find out. They are borderline. Will go from 0 to 100 very quickly. Almost like they are two people, one very kind and the other extremely crazy. So you are always on eggshells and eventually you don't trust the very kind version. Yeah, my mom can flip. I just thought of one. It's not exactly like that, but for my mom, I would say gets pissed if you don't agree with her. And you guys can let me know if you have any ideas for the bingo card too, because maybe you'll think of something that I won't think of because my mind is very scattered a lot of the times. You can sense something ominous is going to happen or that they will snap based on a change of tone. You've heard the change of tone before. It's a tone. Can sound like anything, but it leads to the other tone very quickly. The other tone and personality, the toxic, cancerous one. I can always tell when my mom's getting irritated or doesn't agree with something I say because she starts spinning her ring. She just spins it and she just looks at me and I'm like, oh, she doesn't like what I'm saying. It just reminded me of this. I have endometriosis and polycystic ovarian syndrome and a crack in my wall. That can't be good. And the last time I talked to my doctor, they said, you know, because I've been going through years of trying different treatments, trying different things. Nothing helps. It's awful. It's like 2 weeks before I even get my period. I am in excruciating pain. I have really bad symptoms. So my doctor finally said, you know, if you want to consider a hysterectomy, we'll go that route. I told my mom about it. Now my mom is 56 years old and she still has her period. I can't even imagine how awful that is. That has to suck really bad. However, she doesn't have complicated periods. She doesn't like have pain. She doesn't get like the period cramps. She's got very easy periods. She's very lucky. When I was telling her that the doctor wants to do a hysterectomy, she was so mad. And after I told her, you know, the doctor said he would do it, you know, I finally have like possibly a way of not being in pain anymore. And she just looked at me. She's like, if you stop having a period before I do, I'm going to be so upset. And I said, you know, Mom, I don't want to have surgery, but I just don't want to be in pain anymore. It's not about not having a period. I was like, I don't care about not having a period. I just care about not being in pain anymore. And she dead ass said to me, that's because you're too young to understand. Too young to understand what? What am I exactly too young to understand here? I don't get that. She says to me a lot that I'm too young to understand. I am not too young to understand that having endometriosis is a awful, awful experience. Something that you don't even have any clue about. Sorry, I trailed off there, but like, when I read these, they bring up like memories and I have to get them off my chest. So I feel like that should be on here somewhere. Not like that specific, but maybe, I I don't know, something with medical, makes all medical stuff about her. I don't know. I'm so sorry. Let's continue. Okay, 2. They will not be happy with what you are doing ever. That's true. Even if you do what they wanted you to do. You got a part-time job like they wanted? No, not good enough. You should have a real job. You're studying your ass off as an investment and getting a real job, and they say you should be working at even a part-time job and that you are useless. You study your ass off and you even make money from a part-time remote job in your field that's all bringing you closer to the real job. No, you are bloody useless and worthless behind everyone else. You should be fucking Superman. What a failure you are. Number 3, you look at your older sibling and you realize that you hate them. I'm the older sibling in our family. They are a narcissist probably because of how your mom brought them up as well. And they were not self-aware enough or empathetic enough like you to realize not only how they were raised, but also to not become like the person who abused you in the first place and not abuse others because you were abused. I will say my mom gets jealous of how close me and my sisters are. Should that go on the bingo card? I don't know if that's a narc trait. It's very possible. Number 4, you look at your mom and realize she was probably abused very badly as a child, even though she always talks about her parents and her mother as gods. Number 5, you become extremely angry at yourself, your sibling, your mom, because you realize how close you were to becoming like them. And you have had moments where you have snapped at them, at others, or maybe even back at them. And you felt it, the rage, the toxicity, the endless agitation, anger, sadness, and you even felt like you were becoming, or maybe already crossed some mental point where you were becoming borderline yourself. The only difference is you are aware of it, empathetic enough to yourself and others to not treat others how you were treated. So you do the things that are necessary, self-care, self-awareness, therapy, meds. I can't wait to be out of here. I literally tell my mom when she comes in and complains that by her complaining, she is just delaying my escape and fulfilling her wishes, whatever the fuck they are. Then the bitch gets mad at me for that as well. Well, this person sounds very, very upset. And I think, yeah, getting out is probably the best thing. I hope you get out soon, sweetie, I do. It's the best thing in the world, getting out of your parents' house when you have like a very negative environment is, oh my God, it's the best feeling. Even for all the struggles of being on your own, none of it compares to how hard it is to live with parents that are, you know, like ours. So I'm going off script here. Not that I don't have a script ever. I want to actually look up what a narcissist is, because that phrase gets thrown around a lot. And before I started doing any of this, I didn't even know if my mom was a narcissist. I had to look it up, and yes, she actually is. So let's take a look here and see what actually a narcissist is. And the reason why I'm doing this is because of the next video that I have for you guys. Okay, so we're gonna go with the Cleveland Clinic here. 9 signs you're dealing with a narcissist. The Cleveland Clinic is very esteemed. I actually had to go to the Cleveland Clinic when I was very, very sick, and they are tops. So let's take a look and see what they say are the nine criteria of narcissistic personality disorder. Just like other mental health conditions, you can only be diagnosed with NPD if you meet very specific criteria as determined. Okay. According to the DSM-5, a person with NPD needs to demonstrate at least 5 of 9 qualities in a wide range of situations. Okay, so at least 5 out of 9 of these and you will, okay. So number 1, a grandiose sense of self-importance. Pretty sure my mom has that. We all know people who, despite having a list of accomplishments as long as your arm, have managed to stay humble. This isn't the case for people with NPD. They're often inclined to brag about who they are, what they have, and the things they've done. Yeah, so my mom does this kind of stuff all the time. Like my sister, she just got married and she got a custom made wedding ring. So then my mom was like, well, oh, that's pretty. Well, I want one. And so it's like she has to make like everything about herself. Is that what this is? Fantasies about having or deserving. A preoccupation with fantasies of unlimited success, power, brilliance, beauty, or ideal love. Most of us have probably daydreamed about being rich, famous, powerful, loved, or talented. But in the cases of NPD, these flights of fancy are defense mechanisms. The grandiose side and the vulnerable side, and one can't really exist without the other. Behind all the bravado, people with NPD tend to have very low self-esteem. That for sure is my mom. Fantasies of having and deserving act like a shield. Keeping their head in the clouds makes it easier to square the person they believe they are the person they actually are. Cleveland Clinic, why do you have to talk so fancy? You're making me feel like I don't know what's going on. A sense of self-superiority. That for sure. That for sure. From the time we're little, we all learn that each of us is unique and special in our own way, and that's true. But for people with NPD, that idea becomes a bit distorted. People with NPD tend to believe that they are so unique and special that most people can't understand them. In other words, they're high status and only want to interact with people they consider to be their social equals. 4, a need for excessive admiration. Okay, so 4 and 5, I can already tell right now, are my mom in a nutshell. Like, my mom constantly needs to be like reaffirmed. She constantly has to have her ego stroke. She has to constantly be told, like, if she works out, she posts it every time and she expects everybody to be like, oh my God, good job, mom. Oh, you're so awesome. If she like sends a picture, which my mom blows up the group chat all the time with this kind of stuff. It's a daily thing to the point now where my husband has completely silenced the group. Like, he has nothing to do with it. She just will put pictures of like when she's cooking or foods, and it's like videos and stuff too. And it's like, you have to be like, oh my God, mom, that looks so good. Like, she constantly has to have these, or she gets really mad. And she has had when people don't answer her message back, like as fast as she wants them to, she'll text back and be like, you know what? I'm just going to stop texting. I'm just not going to text in the chat anymore. Nobody ever talks to me. I'm like, mom, you fucking blow up the chat all day long. Like, she just needs constant attention, and she constantly needs to be affirmed. While people with NPD might not show it, they often experience intense feelings of inadequacy, self-doubt, emptiness, and anxiety about how they're perceived. That anxiety motivates them to seek the approval and praise of others. Yeah, all the time. As part of their efforts to protect their self-image, they may fish for compliments, be hostile to constructive criticism, and engage in attention-seeking behaviors. Yeah, my mom definitely qualifies there. 5, a sense of entitlement. Again, she definitely qualifies that one. Entitled, okay, so the DSM-5 describes entitled behavior as unreasonably expecting special treatment or compliance, a sense that the rules don't apply. The key word here is unreasonable. When a person has an entitled mindset, they spend a lot of time feeling disappointed, wronged, and even angry. In other words, she's a Karen. My mom's a Karen. I hate going anywhere with her, to the store, to the movies, to out to eat. She's just so mean to everyone, and she expects everything perfect. She complains about everything. She never has a good time. She never has a good time. Exploitative behavior. According to the DSM-5, it's common for people with NPD to take advantage of other people for selfish reasons. Sometimes they use people on purpose, but it can also be an unconscious thing. For example, many people with NPD are driven by a need for external validation. As a result, they might pursue friendship or relationship based on what a person can give them, like wealth or status. I don't really get that from my mom, but I don't know. 7, a lack of empathy. Yeah. Empathy is the ability to understand how other people feel and share in those feelings. Many individuals with NPD struggle with active listening because they aren't naturally inclined to be interested in the people around them. Yeah, my mom definitely. Lacking empathy can cause a person with NPD to say and do things that are extremely hurtful. Yeah, they may even see being upset or highly sensitive as a sign of weakness. Now, that's true, but my mom is also super hypersensitive, and she gets so upset so easy. So that's kind of funny. Frequent envy. Yes, my mom is, oh my God, my mom is so envious, especially of women. For people with NPD, envy looms a bit larger. They spend a lot of time wanting what other people have. Because they believe they deserve more than everybody else, they may play down or belittle other people's successes. Yeah, my mom definitely does that for sure. Arrogance. The ninth and final diagnostic criteria of DSM-5 assigns to NPD is demonstrating arrogant and haughty behaviors or attitudes. A person with NPD may act condescending, snobby, or even disdain of the people around them. It's important to keep in mind that the person who has NPD may not realize that they're making the people around them feel inferior. You know, I don't want to sound like an asshole, but sometimes these people need to be humbled a little bit. They need to have this kind of stuff brought to their attention that they're being an asshole. Maybe that makes me an asshole. I don't care. So yeah, my mom is definitely, so let's see, arrogant, definitely envious, lacks empathy. I don't know so much about the exploitative behavior, the sense of entitlement, the need for excessive admiration, a sense of self-superiority, fantasies about having, yeah, my mom is definitely, she's like all of these except one or two. So the reason I went to all of that was so I could show you this. So I'm showing you this because I want to know what you guys think. Now, I watched this and I don't believe that her parents are narcissists, but you let me know what you think.
Whose narcissistic parent would show up to every single event I was ever involved in. This is one of those weird ones where I always felt like speaking about this behavior negatively could be perceived in the wrong way. Like my parent was just being supportive, and how lucky was I to have a parent who always showed up. Boo-hoo, your parent was there for you. But did you also feel like sometimes it was a bit excessive, especially if it was a bit more of a repetitive thing where maybe I was doing the same thing on multiple days in a row? Like, you do not have to attend every one. And what makes this lean more towards the negative, in my opinion, in terms of behavior, is that if I ever didn't want them to show up to every single showing of something, that was considered to be disrespectful. It was very much that taking me out of school for lunch, sort of picking me up and dropping me off everywhere I went energy, where on the surface, it seems very convenient, very thoughtful even, but it's a pattern of controlling behavior, I think, for narcissistic parents that prevented me from practicing independence and developing relationships outside of my immediate family.
Okay, so I don't want to invalidate her feelings because she feels this way, and those are her feelings. Do I believe that her parents are narcissistic? That doesn't sound like narcissistic behavior to me. I could be wrong. I think she doesn't like that they're there for literally everything. But I guess I see it the other way, that her parents were there. That I think is really cool. And the, taking her everywhere and dropping her off. I do that with my daughter because I'm terrified that if I don't, something bad will happen to her. And I might be a little bit of a helicopter parent, but I also know how much violence there is against women and little girls. And I'm doing everything in my power to make sure that that never happens to her. That could have been the same thing here. So I don't see this as narcissistic. You guys can tell me if you think it is or not. I didn't think it was. Okay, so we have another narcissistic parent here from Routine Broccoli 3087. They do the weirdest shit. My mother does not have a vehicle, so I always cart her around to pay her bills and run her errands around the first of the month when she gets her retirement check. So while we're out running around yesterday, she saw a garage sale and wanted to stop, so we did. They had a bunch of Under Armour clothes, which is one of my favorite brands. So I was quite excited to find several gray Under Armour t-shirts in new condition for 50 cents a piece. Woo! I bought all 4 of said t-shirts. We get back to her place and she begins to sort through the bag to get my stuff out for me. She pulls the shirts out, lays them in a stack, then begins to look through them. She then asks me, "Did you get all 4 of these gray t-shirts?" I don't know who else might have, but anyhow, in this incredulous tone of voice. I really cannot fathom why this stood out as odd or anything to her, as literally half of my wardrobe is black and the other half varying shades of gray. Aside from maybe 3 camo pattern shirts, literally all I wear is gray and black. She damn well knows this. It is nothing new. My brother then walks into the room and innocently inquires about the shirts, as he is partial to the Under Armour brand as well. My mom then proceeds to toss my t-shirts that I bought with my money at him. And I don't remember the exact words she used, but instructs him to take whichever ones he likes best. The hell? Not only does she not ask me first if I wanted to give any of them away, which I really didn't, as I actually needed them, but she doesn't even give me the opportunity to pull out the ones I like best. My brother didn't know what was going on, so he picked two, of course, the ones that I liked best and most wanted. I'm not going to be a selfish baby and get all petty, pitching a fit over some 50 cents garage sale t-shirts. I would, excuse me? But seriously, what in the actual F? It doesn't matter how long I have been around that shit. I never stop being surprised and floored by the array of bizarre behaviors that they exhibit. What's even more astonishing is how utterly oblivious they are to how odd and socially unacceptable these behaviors are. That's true. That's very true. I know my mom's behaviors. I know the way she acts, but I will never not be completely flabbergasted every time it happens. I guess you never get used to it. Okay, let's switch over to an Am I the Asshole? Because I said I was going to mix it up and I haven't yet. Well, right here it says asshole. Well, you don't tell us. We're supposed to decide for ourselves. Am I the asshole for selling a shirt my wife got me that I hate the team on it to a friend instead of letting her give it to her brother instead? Okay, let's read. Let's just not judge. I know it says asshole, but let's read, okay? Because honestly, if somebody got me a t-shirt with a team I didn't like, there's no way in hell I'm gonna wear him. Back in November, my wife accompanied me to an appointment I had out of town. While I was at said appointment, she went shopping. She got me a shirt, and when we got home, she showed it to me. And while the shirt and design of the shirt is... Am I gonna be saying shirt a lot?
Holy shirt.
While the shirt and design is cool, it's for an NBA team I utterly hate and despised my whole life. Yeah, I could understand. That would be like somebody wanting me to wear like the Lakers. I told her this, reminded her how much I hate this team, and said I won't ever wear it for that reason. At this point, she told me she might give it to her brother for his birthday. I honestly didn't want this shirt in the house. Okay, that's a little excessive. Get that shirt out of this house. I mean, okay, you're being a little excessive, man. Maybe a couple months later, while shuffling through my hung up shirts in my closet, it's right there touching my other clothes. Oh my gosh. While I have been openly hostile about throwing it away a few times in her presence, I didn't. And to defend my wife, she is not into sports, let alone North American sports. Okay. So she doesn't get why I hate it and don't want it around. I mean, I know American sports. Even I don't understand where you're coming from, man. It stayed in my closet, and every once in a while I would run into it and had to fight myself throwing it in the trash. Okay, this is like an unhealthy hate for a team. Sometime in early April, I decided to sell it. A few fans of that NBA team I knew were interested, but the shirt was way too large for them. So it took a little while until I got rid of it. I mean, if these people want it, I wear oversized shirts all the time. Who cares if they want it? Maybe they just want the shirt. What's wrong with this guy? So it took a little while until I got rid of it, and the person was elated about getting it. I got a different shirt, one I love, and now in retrospect would really like for my brother-in-law to have instead, and kept the new shirt in my locker at work. I think Reddit was right about this guy. Well, I completely forgot about my brother-in-law's birthday is tomorrow, and she texted today, nearly 6 months after the original shirt was bought for me, while I was at work looking for the shirt. Of course she is livid that I got rid of the shirt, and I even show her the other shirt, but she is frankly so blindingly pissed at me. She just wants me to take the shirt back and would rather show up empty-handed. Well, I don't think you should do that. I'm upset because yes, she brought the shirt for me, but I replaced it since she clearly didn't take into account or consideration it's of a basketball team I not only never have worn or mentioned positively, but I openly hate. Let alone, I honestly love the other shirt because it's a Muhammad Ali shirt. Yet she is mad because she mad.
Now she all mad.
She's mad because she mad. Because she was set on giving him that particular shirt after finding that I wanted nothing to do with it. We even got into it over the definition of the word gift. What is happening? For context, while this is not the team or even sport in question because she bought herself a New York Giants sweater, because she likes the colors. Eye roll, vomit. Oh, this guy's an asshole. And while I don't like the Giants, I don't hate them either. And it's her sweater. All the while, my NFL team is the 49ers. Now you're definitely an asshole if your favorite team is the 49ers.
Don't be fucking rude.
So I'm not that kind of fanatic. You sound fanatic to me. You sound absolutely fanatic. So am I the asshole for replacing the shirt? Now he knows he's the asshole. He says, what flavor of asshole am I? You're the kind that tastes so gross that I would probably leave. You're definitely an asshole. Your girlfriend should run away if you get this upset over a goddamn t-shirt. Wow, that was fun. That was actually kind of fun. Let's do one more. Okay, so this is from Quirky Trainer 4484. Did I say the other guy's name? I don't remember. Am I the asshole for not wanting to share a personal sized pizza with 3 other people? I'm immediately going to say no, but let's read first. I, female 35, am gluten-free, celiac, and have been for over half my life. My husband, 35 male, is not. We had 2 friends stopping by for dinner who are also not gluten-free. Okay, got it. My husband suggested we get pizza and mentioned to me that one of the friends only eats chicken as far as meat goes, so I should factor that into my order. I said, well, that doesn't really affect me since I wasn't planning on sharing, but noted. But you're ordering pizza for everybody, so you should take that into consideration, I would think, when ordering pizza? I don't know. Husband freaks out at me because apparently I'm being ungrateful. I'll see what options they have for her. Being ungrateful, I don't see that yet, but he asked why I didn't want to share, and I said the gluten-free pizzas are basically personal pizzas, and I regularly eat the whole thing when we order it. I'm supposed to offer half of mine to other people when I can't eat what they're eating? He wouldn't hear me at all and said if I didn't want to share, I could pay for my own pizza myself? What is happening here? Okay, if the pizza is a personal pizza, then yeah, you shouldn't have to share that. Just order your pizza and then order other pizzas for everybody else. Why is everybody tripping? And pay for it yourself? Aren't you guys married? I don't really care about paying for it myself, but the idea that I'm supposed to give away some of my dinner when I can't eat what other people are eating is stupid to me. That is so funny because it just sounds like, well, I'm okay with like spending my money on it, but I am not sharing my pizza. Sharing pizza is where I draw the line. It's not like we are ordering every pizza gluten-free. It just doesn't make sense. Right, I agree. They eat my food, I can't eat their food. I can understand the principle of offering, but one gluten-free pizza from this place is only enough for one person. If we were getting multiple gluten-free ones, I'd absolutely share, but they got too large for the 3 of them. He continued to go on about how ungrateful I was being and said some other stupid stuff before I told him to fuck off and went upstairs. Good for you. I'm confused. Why is this such a big deal? If they ordered 3 other pizzas for them, who cares if you have your own pizza? And it's not even because you're being difficult. It's because you literally cannot eat flour. You have to have a gluten-free one. What is wrong with your husband? I ended up just going upstairs and not eating or seeing them at all. I came downstairs later and he had ordered me a gluten-free pizza and said from across the room, "Are you ready for your grateful free pizza?" Wow. You need to have a better attitude about things that aren't yours in the future. What is happening? It's a pizza. I didn't reply or eat the pizza. I was already heating something else up and hadn't noticed the pizza. But I will eat it later because I'm pregnant and starving. Just for the record, this has happened before several years ago where we ordered pizza and only one gluten-free for me, and several years ago. We eat pizza like 4 times a week.
Give me pizza!
And it arrived and everyone thought mine looked super good. I don't order regular pepperoni or tomato sauce, so the 4 other people, husband included, took over half my pizza before I even got a bite. That's shitty. They're shitty people. Those are shitty people. You need to get a new husband and new friends because that's shitty. It pissed me off because I then didn't have enough food and they still had plenty plus pieces of mine. So perhaps this is a sore subject for me. Again, I'm also pregnant, though. This would still bother me if it weren't. Am I being ungrateful? Am I the asshole and being ungrateful? No, you are not the asshole. Your husband is an asshole, like really bad. And your friends are assholes too. So I'd say wash your hands of them and find new friends. I'm sorry for being so judgmental. I probably sound bitchy, but my God, what a fucking dick. Okay, so maybe we should stop there. getting a little out of control. So I have 3 more things for the bingo card. So yeah, if you guys have any other ideas or suggestions for the bingo card, please let me know, because the next time I'd really like to have a bingo card for when we do like the narcissistic parents. So that is all I have for you. I hope that you enjoyed the video. I hope that you have a wonderful day wherever you are in the world. I hope that your symptoms are low. I will see you guys next time. Until then, stay strong, loves. Mwah.